Will there be a $2,000 or $1,400 fourth stimulus check in 2022? That's the million-dollar question we're going to be answering right here in this video, so let's get into it right now. But if you haven't done so yet, or if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video and join the fastest growing advocacy group right here on YouTube, which is this channel. We're here for you every single day, as that is our dedication to make sure that you're staying updated as well as keeping tuned with everything going on with all of these massive changes that continue happening in regards to the stimulus packages, proposals, amendments, announcements, and anything else that may be coming down. And ultimately, we want to do whatever we can to make sure that you're getting all of the money, benefits, and anything else we possibly can right now during this very difficult time. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button right down below the video if you haven't done so yet, and I will be here for you every single day, walking you through all the latest updates and helping you out in any way that I possibly can, along with all of these amazing giveaways we're going to be doing this year for all the subscribers right here on the channel. So again, let's get into this right now, and make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below. All right, so the big question that everybody wants to know, now that the calendar has flipped over to 2022, will there be a much needed stimulus check this year? Just like we saw the 2 stimulus checks back in 2020, we saw the 1 stimulus check back in March or April of 2021, and now we're wondering, 2022 is upon us. There's a lot of weird things going on out there right now. The landscape is changing very rapidly. There's a lot of things that are happening, and a lot of people are wondering, will there be a fourth stimulus check to help everybody out during this time until we can get back on our feet and into a financial position where we can kind of take off on our own and do our own thing once again. But until then, we're wondering, are we going to get that much needed relief? This is a really good question, and I see this down in the comments section so much all the time. Literally, I see this question every single day. So let's quickly talk through what we do know as of right now. Like, what do we know? What is fact? What do we know is happening? Here's what we do know. Congress will be returning from their break here in just a matter of a couple days. When they come back, Chuck Schumer has already indicated, and I've talked about this in previous videos, but let's add it to our list here because this is something we do know according to what Chuck Schumer has told us. Chuck Schumer has told us that he will be bringing the Build Back Better agenda. That's the $2 trillion stimulus package that's currently on the table. He said he's bringing it to the floor shortly after they come back from their break. Now, why? Well, shortly before they left on their break, it actually failed. Well, a vote was never held on the package, but rather Joe Manchin came out and said, yeah, my vote on this package is a no. Well, we need Joe Manchin's vote in order to get this thing through. But does this mean additional stimulus checks are going to be coming? Not necessarily quite yet. So let me tell you what this could mean. The Build Back Better agenda currently, as of right now, the House version of the bill is $2.2 trillion. Well, that's about $500 billion over the price tag of what Joe Manchin actually wants. However, this stimulus package, the Build Back Better agenda, the spending bill, the anti-poverty plan, the human infrastructure, the soft infrastructure, whatever you want to call it, it's all in reference to the same package. This one is a reconciliation bill. So they could add anything that they want into this package, just like the $1,400 stimulus check that they added into the last stimulus package, the American Rescue Plan, back in March of 2021. So they absolutely could add another stimulus check into the package. Here's what else we do know. Since Congress left on their break a couple weeks ago, a lot has changed when it comes to many different things that are happening around this country right now. So when they return from their districts, their hometowns, their home cities, wherever they were vacationing, whatever they were doing, and they return back to the Senate, the House, when they return back and start looking at all this stuff again, maybe they'll actually recognize that, hey, while we were gone, a lot of things happened, and we recognize that people in our hometowns, our districts, where we came from, are really struggling right now. Maybe it is our job to step up and do something for the American people. Maybe they'll have that realization, or maybe they won't. That's, again, up in the air. We don't know that. However, when they do come back, the stimulus package will be once again front and center, and this will be one of their main objectives when they return back here in just a few days. So when Chuck Schumer brings that to the floor, remember, when they open it up for debate on the floor, that is usually the time that stimulus checks are added into the package. As we look back in history, stimulus check number 2, stimulus check number 3 were added in at the very last moments. So it could absolutely happen again. If they just wanted to do it, they could do that. Okay, that's one thing that we do know. Next, Next, we also know that over the last couple weeks here, there's also been a couple representatives that have been out talking about potentially introducing a new COVID relief bill, otherwise known as a stimulus package. Therefore, when they return back from their little vacation here, maybe they'll throw it on the table and say, hey, check it out. Look what I've been working on. I've been doing my homework while I was gone, and here's what I have, another COVID relief bill. So there's a little bit of talk going around right now. There's a few different representatives and even one senator who could be introducing their own versions of another COVID relief bill, otherwise known as a stimulus package. Here's what else we do know. There's massive cancellations, a lot of economic impact already because of all of this surging COVID right here, right now. In fact, just today alone, once again, over 2,100 flights have been canceled again. Just in the last 8 days or so, over 10,000 flights have been canceled. Tell me that's not economic impact. Yeah, that's just one sector. That's just aviation. I mean, think about it. 10,000 flights, roughly say what, 200 people per flight, and each ticket is a couple $100? We're talking a lot of money here, right? And that's just the start of it. They anticipate this is going to continue for a long time, and this whole COVID spreading is not even over yet, according to the doctors like Dr. Fauci. He says the peak is probably a few weeks out from right now. So we're into this for a lot longer. There's also many other cancellations going on out there. This is something that we do know. What else do we know? We also do know that when the economic impact slows, or when economic activity actually slows as a result of all of this COVID and everything going on, we do know that's when Congress and people step up and say, hey, we got to revitalize this economy. We got to get it rolling again. We got to get it pumped up. How can we do it? Let's print up some money, send it out to the people in the form of a stimulus check, and tell the people, hey, take the money and go spend it. That's the whole point behind the stimulus check. So that is also what we do know. Here's what else we know. I got this here I want to show you. A letter. We got this letter back earlier last year. So in 2021, there was one letter that was sent in January, and there was another one that was sent in May. There's one letter from the House of Representatives calling on the president to issue a $2,000 stimulus check and monthly recurring payments from 56 members of the House of Representatives. Here's another one. I've got two letters here. Check it out. There's one there. Here's the second one. Another letter from 21 senators who also drafted a letter sending it over to the president, calling on him once again to issue a $2,000 stimulus check and monthly recurring payments. We also do know the vice president sent out a tweet. When was it? I believe it was in May of last year. And again, I know that's a while ago, but we've got to look at everything that has happened and what many of these very influential people have said. The vice president sent out a tweet last year saying that she would advocate for and that she would actually introduce monthly recurring payments in the amount of, yes, you called it, $2,000 through the entire duration of the pandemic, plus 3 months thereafter. Guess what we're still in right now? Yeah, exactly, right? They owe us a lot of back pay. Let's just put it that way. Tens of thousands of dollars if they would have actually implemented these provisions a long time ago when they were supposed to do that. So these are some of the things that we do know. Next, we also know that when Congress is back in session, they need to get a big win. In fact, when I do my research, I continue coming across this all the time. Democratic senators, Democratic representatives, they're coming out saying, hey guys, we got to get a win here. We got to get something done and show the people that when we're in control, we can get something done. Which, by the way, I don't take sides in my videos. I'm simply telling you this is what is being said because Democrats are in full control right now. They've got it all. They got the House, they got the Senate, and they have the presidency. Therefore, they're the ones in control. They're playing the cards right now. So it kind of is on Democrats right now to get something done, and they're the ones who said, hey, we got to get something done here. We got to show the people, the American people, us, all of us here in the community, that we can get something done here when they are actually in control. So they're looking for a big win, especially before the midterm elections start to swing in, which is not that far away, right? So they got to get something done here really quickly, and they also got to make sure that whatever they get done, it's actually something that all of us actually look at and think, hey, that's pretty good. They did something for us, right? So if they just pass some bill that does nothing for the people, are we really going to look at the bill and say, oh, wow, you guys passed this bill and it does nothing for us? Are we going to be excited about that? Or are we going to be looking at a bill that maybe impacts us to some degree and be like, hey, check it out. Look what they did. They passed this bill and it impacts all of us. It puts a little bit of money in our pockets, gives us a little bit of spending money to help us out during this difficult time. It makes sure that we're looked out for during this time. If it's something like that were to pass, then yeah, they'd have a huge win because all of us would think, finally, some relief. It came to us, right? So they really need to get something done, and they recognize this as well. These are their words of the Democrats saying, we've got to get something done. So that's what I'm finding while doing my research as well. So let's boil this all down here. And of course, there's way more. I could sit here for probably an hour giving you all kinds of different reasons, things that are going on right now, things that are happening, things that are real, things that are going on. And I could probably tell you I could probably sit here for an hour telling you a whole list of all these different things. But let's take what we have right here and kind of boil it all down and say, what does this actually mean? Is there going to be a fourth stimulus check in the amount of $2,000, $1,400, or any other amount in 2022? And that's where we kind of have to come back and say, well, it's still up in the air. Now, I know that's not a solid answer. I know that it's not a definitive yes and it's not a definitive no. But realistically, anything could come at this point. Because here's why. In the Build Back Better agenda, the stimulus package that they're going to be working on shortly after they return back to work, right? When they return here in a few days, that is what they're going to be focused on. Yes, they could add a stimulus check into there. No problem at all. It's a reconciliation bill. They can get it done with 50 votes in the Senate, or 50 plus the one tie-breaking vote, so I guess 51 votes. They could get it done there, no problem at all. They could add it into the package. That would not be that hard for them to do. And with these other COVID relief bills that have been circling and talking about a little bit, again, they could add it in there. They could also do it as a standalone bill. So there's many, many outs here that they have as far as adding a stimulus check if they just so wanted to do it. Considering everything going on right now, if this continues at the pace that it is right now, and we see more cancellations, we see more closures, we see more businesses going out, right? Restaurants that are really being hurt right now. If we see all of these things coming together and we actually start to see some kind of economic impact in a negative way against all of this going on, the likelihood of stimulus checks becomes greater and greater and greater. The spread of this thing going on right now is really advancing quickly. I continue to come back every day giving you those updates, and every day we're adding 40,000, 50,000 cases every single day. So where's this going to go, right? What's it going to do to the economy going forward? So this is something we all have to watch very closely, and you better believe they're watching it very closely as well, because they are also on the same place saying, what's this going to do? Where's this going to lead? What's this going to do to the economy? Because all of a sudden it's going to come back on them if it actually has negative implications to the economy. So we got to watch all this closely. So when it comes to a fourth stimulus check in 2022, honestly, it's all still up in the air right now. Anything could happen, but the more that this COVID variant spreads right now and potentially causes disruption to the economy, the higher the likelihood of stimulus checks actually coming. That's why you got to stay tuned with everything going on right here on the channel, because I'm coming back to you every single day with all the updates as things are actually happening. I'm letting you know what's actually going on out there, and I want to make sure that you're staying tuned, and anything that I find out there that I think could be relevant to many of you right here in the community, I'm right back here for you with those updates and walking you through the steps of how to take advantage of these programs, money, benefits, anything else that may be coming down. So I hope this helps you out. And again, I could always come back. I can make like a 4, 5, 6-part series talking about this because there's a lot on this topic. But I kind of wanted to cram it into this video and give you what I have right here. I can always come back if you want me to and make more videos talking about this and more reasons for why there may be and all the evidence as to what is actually going on out there. So if you haven't done so, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, share this one with your friends, family, and social media, and go back and check out any of the other 2,000 videos right here on the channel. Thanks again. I appreciate it. Enjoy your day, and I'll catch you again later in the next